It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to their Sifu. You need to unite the tribes and save the Tree of Life to truly become free. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Made it count. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. That's a pyro sizzler right there. Just get to work on it. Make it frizzle. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Jagni Tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. He didn't expect it would go down this way. It'll be hard to talk your way out of a fight. He needs a logical reason to surrender the fort without a fight. He recognizes the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll surrender the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but suggests you be merciful. Do good. Thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others when you can see that they need it. And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Your Sifu is pleased. You're one step closer to uniting the tribes. It's a pity you needed to use force to get the point across. But he's still concerned about the fate of the world.
What?
Believes the war you wage is based on the principle that if you win, the end will justify the means.
What?
He says you've grown so much stronger than when you first met. You know better than anyone that the fate of the world is still at stake. You need a world where everyone is guided only by their conscience. The fate of the world depends on the triumph of good. The tree of life still stands, and it's up to you to make sure it does so to the end. It's the Jagni staff. Feels lonely here. Even the air is gone. Bullets everywhere. Who could stand against that? That's a jumbo puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. The jumbo puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Better pumped out than flushed down. Don't let it happen again. Look at you, all pooped out. From this point on, there's no way forward but going back in. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. Wow, what a super-sized wormwind. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside that counts. That meaty Taurus is already off-beat. The Taurus is pumping at half a beat. You know what to do. Guessed it would go down with a throw-up. Can it really get any better than that? He thanks you for dealing with the first Worldeater. It's a start. You should go see Out of Date and find out what you can about the machine he's named the Ark. You're good-hearted enough, so you'll have no problem getting him to share the information with you. He trusts you know where to find Out of Date by now. He's always been at the foot of the tree, and that hasn't changed. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Hard to tell how deep down you are. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. He promises he'll be there for you. Just come talk to him beneath the tree if you're feeling lost. Out of Date says there's a time for everything, and now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head. It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out-of-date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled. Out-of-date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast Worldeater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the Worldeater, but needs help to get it done. Out-of-date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you'll meet again. We all are. The meat-eater again. Nothing seems to satiate his hunger. The note is done for unless you intervene. Stories only survive if someone is listening, so pay attention. That's an Aurora Totem. Legend has it that activating the four of them together will form a band of your aura in the sky. Why, there's a motor juice station. Imagine getting go juice whenever you want. Thrilled you finally met Gizmo. Says pay attention to him. He's a smart one. Says you should take it easy. Thanks you for rising from your past. Nighttime is ending. That's a Stronk box from the times past. It's not often you see them these days. It kept your precious secured in and everyone else locked out. Seems like the cranks need to be unturned in the right order if you want to crack the Stronk box open. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That was the first Aurora Totem. 3 to go. It's starting to rain. Everything feels better. That's a surf hurdle. The company put those up to harness the power of flowing goo, which doesn't flow so well now. Gripes about how everything's falling into dark space. They sent some scouts out to find an old cave covered with age-old scribbles. They've been gone a long time. Someone needs to bring them home. Says it's not too far off, but there's maybe a better way. Claims the scouts know to look for the fire beacon. Once it's lit, they should come back. But they can't reach the fire beacon. Could you do it? Then they'll know for sure if the scouts got lost in the cave. Figures they can make it up to you.
Take that light!
Really, you ought to use your head instead of your gut.
See? The darkness lets you get away with anything.
Just remember, you can always find light in the dark.
Dark? When you already know you're right.
Surprised that board never got washed away with the surge of the surf. Listen up. You might be able to hear a surf hurdler when you get closer to it. The surf hurdle harnessed the power of flowing water. The plant had to stop. It's not thick enough that you could stand on it, but it's too thick for it to get through the parts of the surf hurdle that matter. You should find a track here if the goo hasn't washed it away. Long time ago. There's not much left of what we used to call our world. If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Good thing you recalled how to activate the automaton's health injector. That will be useful. It's a new day to you. Might as well enjoy it. That's the top of a shaftiloo, a gigantic dig hole toxanol cut into the forest to pull things out of the earth. There's the track, and still goo-free. Not even raging surf could stop those explorations. Glad you feel that way. It's a big world, and it seems like there's always more to see. And once you see it all, you can go back and see how it's changed. One thing about finding all those tracks, you know you're making tracks too. Go make the most of the day. Says you always light up the day. Every root of the tree is fixed in the earth, but for how long? Says you should take it easy. Says you always light up the day. Says you should take care. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wonder what you can find down here. Cutting edge. Made that one dead. That's going to leave a mark. Not going to happen with your key energy level.